Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we have something special to talk about, Teachers' Day. In the next 10 minutes we'll dive headfirst into the world of this special day, with a rich history, a global footprint and a heartwarming significance. Teachers' Day is more than just another date on the calendar. We'll explore its origins, its importance, and the various ways it's celebrated around the globe. We'll also share some inspiring stories about remarkable educators who've left an indelible mark on the world. And for those of you who want to express your gratitude to your teachers, we'll provide some creative ideas on how to make their day special. So, if you're excited about celebrating the wonderful teachers in your life, make sure to stay tuned. Let's begin by understanding what Teachers' Day is all about. Picture a day set aside on the calendar, a day dedicated solely to recognizing the tireless efforts, passion, and commitment of those individuals who ignite the flame of knowledge and curiosity within us. Our teachers. This day is known as Teachers' Day. It's a global celebration that acknowledges the pivotal role teachers play in guiding us, nurturing our intellect, and shaping our character. From the chalk-dusted hands of a math teacher explaining a complex equation, to the warm encouragement of a music teacher coaxing a hesitant note from a shy student, teachers impact our lives in countless ways. They foster our dreams, instill in us a love for learning, and help us to become better versions of ourselves. So, it's only fitting that we set aside a day to express our gratitude. Teachers' Day is a day dedicated to honoring and celebrating the contributions of teachers and educators in shaping the future of our society. Now you might be wondering when Teachers' Day is celebrated. Well, let's dive straight into the answer. Teachers' Day is not a fixed date worldwide, and different countries have chosen varying dates to honor their teachers. But there's one date that's recognized by an extensive list of nations following the recommendation of UNESCO, the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. So when will we be celebrating our teachers in the year 2023? Mark your calendars, because Teachers' Day will be commemorated on October 5th. That's right, the 5th day of the 10th month. This date holds true for a significant number of countries, including, but not limited to, the United States, India and China. So, wherever you are in these nations, remember to take a moment on October 5th, 2023, to appreciate the educators who have made a difference in your life. In 2023, Teachers' Day falls on October 5th in many countries, including the United States, India and China. Why is Teachers' Day so important, you ask? Well, let's take a closer look. Teachers' Day is not just another date on the calendar to remember. It's a day to acknowledge the tireless efforts, sacrifices and dedication of those who have taken on the noble task of enlightening young minds. It's a day to express our gratitude for the countless hours spent on preparing lessons, grading papers and providing guidance. Beyond the academics, teachers are often the ones who instill values, inspire curiosity and encourage dreams, shaping us into the individuals we become. They are the unsung heroes who often go above and beyond, even in the face of limited resources and numerous challenges. Teachers' Day is thus a vital occasion to show our appreciation, to say thank you, and honor the men and women who dedicate their lives to educating the world, one child at a time. Teachers play a vital role in society, shaping future generations and fostering a love for learning. Now, you might be wondering how you can celebrate Teachers' Day. Here are some heartwarming ideas. Firstly, consider crafting a heartfelt thank you note. Sometimes, the simplest gestures can have the most profound impact. Express your gratitude for their dedication, patience, and guidance. You'd be surprised how much this can mean to a teacher who pours their heart and soul into their work. Another idea is to organize a special event at your school or community center. This could be a small celebration with performances, speeches, or even a surprise party to honor the teachers. You could also think about giving thoughtful gifts. These don't have to be expensive. They could be as simple as a book your teacher might enjoy, a beautiful plant for their desk, or a homemade cake. Remember, the goal is to express your gratitude and show how much you appreciate their efforts. You can start by writing thank you cards, organizing special events, or giving thoughtful gifts to show your appreciation. Let's take a moment to be inspired by some real-life stories of outstanding teachers. Our first story takes us back to the 1980s. to a high school in East Los Angeles. It's here that we meet Jaime Escalante, a math teacher with an unconventional approach. Escalante believed his students were just as capable as those in wealthier districts, so he taught them calculus, a subject thought to be too advanced. Against all odds, his students not only learned calculus, but passed the advanced placement tests, shattering stereotypes and inspiring the film Stand and Deliver. Now let's journey to the late 19th century, to a small town in Alabama. This is where Anne Sullivan, a visually impaired teacher, worked tirelessly with a young Helen Keller who was deaf and blind. Through patience, innovation and dedication, Sullivan broke through the silence and darkness, teaching Keller how to communicate. Their story, immortalized in The Miracle Worker, stands testament to the transformative power of a dedicated teacher. Lastly, we travel to the early 20th century, to the streets of Chicago. Here we find Jane Addams, a social reformer and educator who co-founded Hull House. This settlement house provided services to the immigrants and the poor, including education and vocational training. Addams's pioneering work in social education earned her the Nobel Peace Prize in 1931. These are just a few examples of the outstanding teachers who have left indelible marks on history. They remind us that teaching is not merely a profession, but a noble calling that shapes the minds of future generations. From Jaime Escalante to Anne Sullivan, these educators have left a lasting legacy. Each of their stories serves as a beacon of inspiration, demonstrating that with passion, dedication, and belief in their students, teachers have the power to change lives and ultimately the world. Now, let's explore the history of Teachers' Day. Believe it or not, the concept of Teachers' Day has roots that stretch back thousands of years. Ancient civilizations, like the Greeks, Romans, and Egyptians, held their teachers in high esteem, often dedicating special days of celebration to them. But the modern incarnation of Teachers' Day as we know it today has a more recent history. It all started in the 20th century when the idea of celebrating Teachers' Day began gaining traction. One of the earliest known observances was in Poland in 1957. The date, October 14th, was chosen to honor the creation of the Commission of National Education, a landmark in the history of education. Fast forward to 1966, and the tradition of celebrating Teachers' Day began to spread globally. This was the year when the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, or UNESCO, proclaimed October 5th as World Teachers' Day. UNESCO's goal was to acknowledge the essential role of teachers in providing quality education at all levels. Meanwhile, in countries like India, Teachers' Day is celebrated on September 5th, honoring the birthday of Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, a philosopher, statesman, and the country's second president. He once said, "Instead of celebrating my birthday, it would be my proud privilege if September 5th is observed as Teachers' Day." His wish was granted, and since 1962, India has been celebrating Teachers' Day on his birthday. The history of Teachers' Day is as diverse as the world itself, with each country bringing its unique traditions and customs to the celebration. It's a testament to the universal respect and admiration we have for those who dedicate their lives to education. And so, from the ancient Greeks to UNESCO's World Teachers' Day, to India's celebration on Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan's birthday, the origins of Teachers' Day are indeed fascinating. It's a day that has evolved over centuries, crossing borders and cultures, to honor those who shape the minds of the future. From UNESCO's World Teachers' Day to India's celebration on Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan's birthday, the origins are fascinating. Teachers' Day is celebrated differently around the world. Let's embark on a global journey to discover the myriad ways this special day is commemorated. In India, students traditionally perform a role reversal, taking on teaching duties to give their educators a well-deserved break. Over in China, an elaborate ceremony is held where students present their teachers with gifts and performances. Meanwhile, in Mexico, festivities are marked with music, dancing, and feasts in honor of the teachers. Down under in Australia, they recognize their educators with a national awards ceremony, celebrating exceptional teachers who've made a significant impact. In the United States, many choose to express their gratitude through heartfelt thank you notes and small tokens of appreciation. In essence, while the methods may vary, the underlying sentiment remains the same: a deep and abiding respect for those who dedicate their lives to education. From elaborate ceremonies to simple thank you notes, every country has its own unique way of thanking teachers.